Soulmate Thread by Mona here. Welcome back to another tutorial. On today's video, we're going to learn how to cut and sew this trouser with an elastic band. If it's something you like, make sure you watch this video to the end. Let's get started. First of all, you're going to fold your fabric into two like this, and to determine the width of your front piece, you're going to divide your lap measurement, your round lap circumference, by 2. Mine is about 28, and 28 divided by 2 is 14. So the width of my front piece is 14, and to determine the length, you're going to minus 2 inch away from the waist part, because you're going to add a band. So you're going to take out 2 inch and you're going to mark your full length. The full length I'm making use of is about 29, is a 3/4 length, and I added extra 2 inches for fold for the down part. So I'm marking 31 inch, just like this. After doing that, you're just going to cut it out. But the length is a desire. You can make yours a long length, you can make yours a short length, but me, I'm going with a 3/4 length. So you're just going to cut it out just like this. After doing that, next thing is for us to determine our hip length. Remember, we are going up by 2 inches for our band, so you're going to mark your hip length. My hip length is about 8.5, and after marking your hip length, everybody has their own hip length, but mine is 8.5. So after you determine your hip length, you're just going to use your ruler to make a straight line, just as you see me doing like this. After doing that, for us to determine our crotch length, you can use your tape to determine your crotch length by dividing your hip circumference by 2. You divide it with another 2, divide it with another 2, and divide it with another 2. Again, let me explain that. My hip circumference is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20, and I'm going to divide that 20 again by 2. I will have 10, and that 10, I'm going to divide it again by 2. I will have 5 inches, and that 5 inches, I'm going to divide it by 2 again. I'm having 2.5. So this is it. So after doing that, you can swell from the hip line, come down by that 2.5, but me, I'm just using the length of it, so I'm using 10 inches. I'm marking out 10 inches for my crotch length like this, and remember, you are taking out 2 inches for our band. After you've done that, after you determine your crotch length, you're just going to make a straight line like this. After you've done that, that will be our crotch line, our hip line, and the upper part is our waistline. So at the hip line there, you're going to divide your hip measurement by 4. Your round hip measurement by 4. Mine is 40 divided by 4 is 10. So I'm marking out 10 inches on the hip line, 10 inches on the waistline, and also on the crotch line, you're going to mark 10 inches. And after you've done that, you're just going to use your ruler to make a straight line just like this. And this is how yours should be looking. Next thing, at the crotch line, you're going to divide your lap measurement, your round lap measurement, by 2. Mine is about 14 inches, is 28. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. So I'm going to mark out 14 inches just like this. As you can see how my tape is being placed, so I'm going to mark 14 inches, and from that 14 inches, you're going to use your curve rule. From the hip line, you're going to make a curve meeting your round lap measurements just like this. So I'm just trying to just use my free hand to make a curve so it will be visible. And after you've done that, you're just going to use your ruler to make a straight line meeting the length of your shirt or trouser just like this. And after you've done that, Let's mark for our pocket. At the side of our front piece, you're going to go in by 1.5, and for the length you're going to mark 9 inches. So remember, you're taking away 2 inches for the band, and you're going to mark 9 inches for your pocket length. So I made a mistake. I marked 7 inches. So later after sewing, I discovered that the pocket was not wide enough for my hand. So I recommend you using 9 inches. So after doing that, you're just going to just cut it out like this. This is for us to cut out for our back piece. You're going to fold your fabric into two like this, but when folding for the back piece, make sure it's wider than the front piece. Next thing, you're going to place your front piece on your back piece just like this. Make sure at the waistline they are not equal, and also at the sides they are not equal. So I'm just trying to just properly place it just like this. Doing that, at the waistline there, remember that our waistline for our back piece is going to be higher with about 1 inch or 1.5. If you have a bigger bum, it will be about 2 inches higher. So mine is about 1.5 inches higher. So I'm just trying to mark out 1.5 all around like this. So I'm just marking 1.5 like this, and I'm making a straight line like this. The reason why the back piece is higher from the front piece is just because of our bum. That's why the back piece is higher. So I'm just extending the lines like this. You're going to extend your hip line, and for the crouch line for the front piece, you're going to come down with half inches for the back. So just see what I'm doing. You come down by half inches, and you're going to make a straight line like this, and that line there will be the line for our crotch for the back. And at the hip side, you're just going to go in by 2 inches all around like this. And after doing that, you're just going to make a straight line, just as you see me doing like this. After you've done that, on the crotch line for the back, you're going to go out with about 3 inches for the back. You can go out with 3.5 depending on how big your bum is, but mine is about 3 inches. So I went out by 3 inches, and you're just going to make a curve like this. But for the back, our curve is not going to be as straight as it was for the front. It's going to be slanted. So you're going to place your curve rule like this, and you're going to make a slant line just as you see me doing like this. The reason why the back piece and the front piece are not the same is just because of our bum. That's just the reason. As you can see, it's not as straight as the front piece. So at the upper part there, you're going to mark 2 inches by the side. I don't know why it's not visible, but you're going to mark 2 inches by the side, and at the down part you're going to take 1 inch. So that is where your allowance will be. At the waist side, you're going to take 2 inches, while at the down part you're going to take 1 inch. Next thing, at the crotch line, you're just going to make a slant line like this, meeting the front piece just like this. I hope you understand what I'm doing, just like this. So next thing, you're just going to straight it out like this, and that's basically all for the back piece. Upper part where we took 1.5, you're going to use your ruler to make a slant line meeting the front like this. So you're going to make a slant. Remember, by the side we took 2 inches for the allowance, and for the upper part you're going to make a slant line like this. And the reason why the line is going up is so that our bum can be able to sit perfectly. So after you've done that, you're just going to cut it out all through, just as you see me doing like this. this is how yours should be looking. The back piece is higher than the front piece. And next thing is for us to just cut the sides. And after doing that, you're just going to separate the back for the front. And next thing, we're just going to cut out our pocket flap like this for the front. And we're just going to open the sides just like this. And that's basically all for the cutting of this shorts. Next thing is for us to join the pieces together. Joining the piece together, let's cut out our pockets. So you're going to get any pieces of fabric, or if you still have your fabric remaining, you're going to fold them into four, because it will be two on one side, two on one side. That will be a total of four. So I'm using the width of my pockets is about 9 inches, and I'm just trying to just cut out the excess, just as you see me doing like this. Next, I'm just trying to just open the sides like this, so it will be of four pieces, two on one side, two on the other side. So after doing that, you're going to determine the length of your pocket. The length of my pocket here is about 10 inches. So I'm making use of 10 inches for the length of my pocket. So I'm just trying to just get my chalk to mark it out just like this. And after that, to determine the size of your pockets, like to make how deep you want your pocket to be, you're just going to make a curve on one side like this. So that will determine how deep your pocket will be. So I'm just trying to just make a curve on one side like this. Next thing, you're just going to cut it out like this. This is how you should be looking. After that, you're going to take out two from the four piece for our pocket, and you're going to bring your front piece of your trouser. So you're going to take out two just like this, because we're going to place it out like this and we're going to cut. But we're not going to cut it on all the four piece. We're going to only cut it on two piece, while we're going to keep other two piece outside just like this. So I'm just trying to just mark it out to know the difference between the front and the back. And you're going to also going to make a notch to know the difference between the up and the down. So for the remaining two pieces that you took out, you're just going to place your front piece for your trouser like this. So you're going to cut it out just like this. And after that is for us to sew all the pieces together. So first of all, you're going to sew your crotch line like this for the front, and you're going to also sew your crotch line for the back. And after you've done sewing it, this is how it should be looking. The crotch line is stitched, so you're going to open it up like this. And for the front piece, you're going to fix our pocket first. So you're going to get the side where you cut out. So you're going to place the right sides on each other, right side towards right side. You're going to sew it down like this on one side, and on the other side you're going to face the right side of the pocket towards the right side of the fabric, and you're going to sew it down like this. And after sewing it down, this is how it should be looking. Next, you're just going to give it a good press, and you're going to use your pin to pin it down, just as you see me doing like this. And after you've done pinning it down, you're just going to flip it over like this, and you're going to get the other piece of the pocket, And next thing, you're going to sew it down like this. So you're going to use one piece, you're going to face it towards the other piece like this, and you're going to go towards your sewing machine, and you're going to make a straight stitch just like this, following the pocket shape like this. And you're going to repeat the same process for the other side. And this is how it looks like after we've sew the pockets together. And make sure you use your pin to hold it just like this. After that, you're just going to get your back piece, and you're going to place it down like this. And next thing, I'm just trying to make it more visible. So by the side, you're going to place the both sides together, and you're going to use about 1 inch to sew it down like this. If you're a beginner, make sure you pin it before sewing to avoid you making any mistakes. So you're just going to place it down like this. You're going to make a straight stitch down like this. And this is how it's looking after you've gone ahead to sew the both sides together. And make sure as you're sewing, you're ironing. Next thing is for us to hem the down part of our trouser. So you're going to open the sides like this, and remember we added 2 inches for our hem allowance. So you're going to fold in 2 inches like this. I'm just trying to measure it if it's up to 2 inch. You're going to make also of about half of an inch inwards like this. You're going to sew it straight down like this. And this is after sewing it and also giving it a very good press. You can see how neat it's looking. So next thing is for us to close the down part. So you're going to use your pin to pin down the center. The two crotch lines should be touching each other like this. Make sure the two crotch line is touching each other. You're going to use your pin to pin it down. And next thing, you're going to make sure the two sides are placed together like this. And you're just going to go towards the sewing machine and make a straight stitch just like this. As for your band, you're going to take your round waist measurements for your shorts. What I have there is about 18, so 18 plus 18 is about 36 inches. Next, you're just going to get a piece of your remaining fabric into two. You're going to fold it into two, and when cutting out your waist measurement, make sure you add extra 1 inch. So mine is about 36, and I added extra 1 inch, that's 37. And the width of your band will be 5 inch. So I'm just marking out 5 inches all around like this. And next thing, you're just going to cut out the remaining excess just as you see me doing like this. Next, you're just going to notch the center of your band just like this. After making a notch on the other side, you're just going to make a straight stitch like this. After that, this is how it looks like. I've gone ahead to also iron it on fold. Make sure you iron yours on fold. And for the elastic, I'm making use of this 2 inches wide elastic, and you're just going to take your actual round waist measurement. My round waist measurement is 30, so on our elastic I'm going to cut out 30 inches just like this. So make sure your elastic is up to your waist, your actual waist measurement. And this is our elastic, and before we are going to place our elastic into our band, this is how it's going to look like if it's placed. But before that, we are going to make a straight stitch on your actual band. You're going to make a straight stitch all around on your actual band. So you're going to leave a little space of about 1 inch where we are going to insert our elastic in with a safety pin. But first of all, let's go ahead and make a straight stitch. And this is how it looks like after we've sewn it down like this. And you can see the opening. This is where we are going to insert our elastic in with a safety pin. So the space is about 2.5, so you just so that our elastic will be able to sit properly. So you're just going to insert our elastic in just like this. It's not easy, to take time, but you just have to be patient and make sure everything is placed inside our band just as you see me doing like this. successfully bring the other the head out on the other side, you're just going to go to your sewing machine and make a straight stitch down like this. And after that, this is how it's looking after it has been placed. Next, let's make a double stitch on our sewing machine. So this is how you're going to make that double stitch on your elastic band. So at the upper part, you can go down with about half of an inch, and when sewing, make sure you are drawing it out like this. So I'm just going to sew. You're going to make a straight stitch all around like this, and make sure when sewing you are drawing it out. And after that, you can go as well and do another line for the other side like this. After doing that, this is how your elastic band should be looking. As you can see, it's very tight and firm. Next is for us to join this band to our trouser. So you're going to get your trouser, and at the front part of your trouser, you're going to find the notch, the part you make a notch for the band. So you're going to place it like this, while the other side where there is joining, you're going to place it on the back side. So you're going to use your pin to pin it down. After you've done that, you're just going to make a straight stitch all around like this. After joining your band, go ahead and weave it inside, and that's basically all for this. And this is how it should be looking, and this is the final result of this. I paired it with this shared top. And if you watch the video to this extent and you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.